If this is your guys' first time here in the live, welcome. So my name is Dr. Jones. I have clinics that service across the nation, all 50 states. And, we get to have a lot of fun here, helping people every single day. And a lot of what we're running into, I have to say, is just a lack of understanding of the pieces of successful GLP-1 weight loss. Like, I know a lot of people just don't have structure, guidance, support. Like, they don't really know a plan of attack. And so I wanted to cover that today, right? How do we speed up results? How do we become a hyper responder? What do you do if you have inflammation? What do you do if you have autoimmune disease? Hello. All right, we got some viewers in on Facebook as well. Fantastic. Don't know why there's 3 pinned comments, but let's go. So why don't we start with a little bit. Hey, good evening, Crystal. How are you? Let's start with a little introduction, everybody. Let me know your name, where are you watching from, and what sort of journey are you currently on? Let me know in the comments. We should start there. Let's see. Proud survivor of an autoimmune. Ying. There we go. We can definitely help you out with that. It seems like there's way too much auto reply to everybody going on the Facebook thing. We'll have to fix that later. Thoughts on retatrutide, CJC, IPA. If Reta's working for you, great. But I just noticed clinically a lot of people end up struggling with retatrutide. But any GLP-1 medication that gives you enough support, that's the key here, right? We need to make sure that we can execute the plan. The plan is going to involve some amount of eating better food, right? So we want to use the medication to help us reduce food chatter. Reduction of food chatter is going to be crucial here. Implementation of lifestyle interventions like resistance training, like intermittent fasting. What do you do when you reach your goal? Well, when you reach your goal in our program, we're going to help you decrease the dose so that you can maintain your weight loss on a microdose. That's what we're going to help you do. There's strategy behind doing that. You need to be on top of your program, right? Like, you need to be, if you guys are watching me on Facebook, I see 30 people watching me on Facebook. Do me a favor, drop a comment on Facebook. I just want to see if that's working. This is the first time that I've gone live on Facebook in a really long time, so I just want to make sure that that's working. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Hello from South Carolina. Anna, starting tomorrow. Biggest fan. Thank you, Ying. Deeponk, Arizona, just signed up for your coaching program. Adding Sloop. Yes. Let's kick some ass. I'm ready. My skin is glowing because my fiance told me if I don't do her skincare routine, then, I'm not going to be happy. So I just follow her rules. Just living a day in her life, day by day. The best fasting windows, I like to start with intermittent fasting, and I move over to long form fasting. All right, we got people watching me on Facebook. Fantastic. I apologize for the auto comment back. That's kind of annoying. We're going to have to figure that out. Hello, Dolly. Started Wegovy August 23rd, and I'm down 20 pounds. That's what's up. By the way, guys, Wegovy, semaglutide is still Still a good option, but if you can get on tirzepatide, Mounjaro, Zepbound, you're going to be happy with that. It's much better. Yeah, she told me if I didn't get rid of my forehead wrinkles that she wouldn't marry me. That's no joke. That's what she said. Must be a cultural thing. I don't know. But, well, let me ask you a question. You're nervous about starting retatrutide, but why are you trying to start Reta as opposed to AOD? Daniela, I lost 30 pounds on Zepbound. Insurance won't cover me anymore, so I switched to Wegovy. Yeah, tirzepatide is much better. And so you're going to be happier with that. And then when you stack it with a peptide that mobilizes fat, and by the way, we have a sale right now. We have a promotion going on in, the promotion is for Sloop 332, which is my favorite peptide to stack with your GLP-1 meds. My favorite to stack. I'm going to move down here for YouTube. Let's see. I think I'll have to get rid of that. I'll have to get rid of that green screen because that green screen is blocking the number because of the images. I'll have to figure that one out too. Yeah, Allo, you got your CJC set up with Will. That's what's up, my man. I love that. You guys can see the number right there. So a lot of you guys are asking questions about how to reach out, how to learn more about the coaching and the specials that we have running on. This phone number right here that you see on my shirt, the 229-441-3562. That's actually the best way to reach out to my team. Hey, Live Food. L-carnitine is a good supplement. L-carnitine can help you mobilize fat better. So I'm okay with carnitine. I want to stick with the fasting protocol, but as a Catholic, I receive communion in the morning. It's probably 10 calories, 1 to 2 carbs. Does that break a fast? I mean, what are you going to do, right? It sounds like you have to do that. So is it going to end all of your fasting benefits? Not all of it. It'll reduce the fact that it's carbs will reduce a portion of your benefit. If it was like keto, does the Catholic Church offer keto things you can do? I say that jokingly, but seriously, if they did, fat would not ruin most of the benefit of the fast. Carbs and protein completely ruin the fast. Hello, Jake. How are you? Sloop, by the way, is my favorite peptide right now. We're getting such good results by stacking Sloop with the GLP-1. See, Sloop's going to increase the amount of calories that you burn at rest. So, and by burning more calories at rest, obviously that's going to accelerate your fat loss. But Sloop is also mobilizing fat. So how many of you guys are suffering with an inflammatory condition? Hello, Wendy on Facebook. 50 pounds on Zepbound. That is fantastic. Robbie, yes, we're talking about peptides right now. Did you have any particular questions? Thank you, Christina. This is the first time we got live on. We have 65 people watching on Facebook. That is fantastic. Insurance won't cover anything right now for weight loss. You know, many people struggle to get coverage from their GLP-1s. Like, insurance companies won't cover anything. It's crazy. If you type in Colorado Medical Solutions, you'll probably find me on Facebook. We got to get that name changed soon enough. Yes, you can stack Sloop and AOD. You don't have to stack them, but you can. They work pretty awesome together. Just getting one of them with your GLP-1 is good, and then if you can do both, is even better. AOD and Sloop are very different. So Sloop is going to help mobilize fat and increase the amount of calories you burn at rest. It's called Sloop 332. And we have a promotion right now going on where you get a free month of Sloop 332 with your order. Howie, I have a lot of swelling in my knees. What would be a good peptide? Well, losing weight would be the number one thing to do to take the pressure off your knees. A GLP-1 medication would be amazing. A GLP-1 would help tremendously with that. And then I would be looking at, if you want to heal the knees, we have these peptides that we call Wolverine. Yes, Sloop 332 is a pill. So you take one pill in the morning and one pill in the evening. Where do we leave off? Oh yeah, the Wolverine healing peptides for your knees. The Wolverine, you could do BPC 157 and TB 500. We offer all these peptides, by the way. Sloop, BPC, TB 500. Those are awesome. Robbie, I did Ozempic and I had horrible, unmanageable GI issues. How many of you guys struggled when you were on GLP-1? So Robbie on Facebook is sharing that he was struggling almost every time our clinic takes over care for these patients. We find that they were on too large of a dose. So if you're on too large of a dose, you're going to get wrecked by side effects. Our approach is to keep you on the lowest dose possible. Any advice? The most weight I lost when I was sick. Yeah, if you're sick and you're losing weight rapidly, you're losing a lot of water, you're probably losing muscle mass, so that's not good. Do I think insulin resistance requires higher doses? Potentially, yes. So the question is, do I need to raise my dose if I'm very insulin resistant? And the answer is, first, let's add the fasting. Let's add the keto. Let's optimize your program with GLP-1 meds first, or with lifestyle first, and only increase your dose when you absolutely need to. Let me know if that makes sense. That's a great question. Chris had no symptoms on GLP-1. That's fantastic. Amy, Sloop is a pill. So you can take Sloop 332. The whole protocol is one pill in the morning and then one pill in the early afternoon. Can you use AOD? Can you use NAD and Sloop 332? Liliana said Scoop. Scoop 332, that's a funny name. No, Sloop 332. And yes, you can use that with NAD. My doctor left to another practice after prescribing this to me for type 2 diabetes. Jake, we can absolutely take over your care. And I'm sorry that happened, man. That's frustrating. Any alternative for Canadians? Unfortunately, I don't have any options for people. We can only prescribe to you if you're in the US. We can ship it to your doorstep in the US. So if you got a Canadian address over the border, some people do that. Hey, Cheryl, you found me on Facebook. Fantastic. Is it okay to raise Zepbound from 7.5 to 10? I mean, I can't give you medical advice about your particular case, Matt, but hopefully you've been following me for a while, and the best advice I can give you is to try your best to not increase your dose, right? So how can you do that? How can you stay on the lowest dose possible? By implementing strategic, targeted lifestyle interventions. A typical dosage for AOD, Georgia, we actually recommend troches. So we recommend troches significantly more so than we do the injections. Injections, gel, and injecting yourself every day is a pain in the butt. So we have 600 milligrams, 600 microgram troches. You pop them right here. How can I switch back to TERS? I canceled with Amble. Yeah, table of 4. And anybody else who's curious about reaching out to us, about coaching, peptides, guidance, support, this phone number right here is actually the best number to reach out to my team. So all you got to do is shoot us a text message here, 229-441-3562. Let them know that you want to get set up on a free consultation. What dose is your goal to get down to for maintenance? Well, if you're working with me, Ashley, my goal is that you achieve microdosing maintenance. My goal for everybody is to help you achieve microdosing maintenance, which means less than the starter dose. Yeah, we have no issue with people doing keto on GLP-1, keto, carnivore. All these strategies that we know help insulin resistance is super important to do on your GLP-1s. Of course, we take your case individualized and make final recommendations after my medical team reviews your history. Chipper, MOTS-C is amazing, by the way. I personally use MOTS-C very regularly. 10 milligrams, and honestly, as a maintenance dose, this is the leanest I've been able to maintain. This is the leanest body fat I've been able to maintain. And for somebody who has constant food chatter, so I microdose the GLP-1, I've been able to stay pretty lean without the kind of effort that I would do before. Thank you, CB. Why do they compound tirzepatide and B12? The compounding pharmacies have to put something with the tirzepatide. It allows them to, it's part of the legal loopholes they have to go through. Vera on Facebook, no side effects on GLP-1, maybe a small headache. That's fantastic. So you lost 44 pounds, but now you stalled. So what dose are you on, Vera, and how many calories do you think you're averaging per day? Lauren, the best way to reach out to us is actually, I know the number is backwards for you. I apologize. Hopefully you can read backwards. No problem, right? 229-441-3562. Shoot us a text message. It's easier if you send us a message. Can I take Sloop 332 while having Barrett's esophagus? So my medical team can answer that question for you, Danny. Generally speaking, that shouldn't be an issue, but we can make a final call. Wesley, I'm down 105 pounds in 11 months on tirzepatide, currently on 1 milligram. Wendy, that is fantastic. Are you currently still losing? How much more weight do you need to lose? And what's your long-term plan? Living my day. I just started and I watched all the warrior coaching videos. Heck yeah. So Living Dash is just got started in our program, in our warrior program. I'm super pumped and I can't wait to see you on the first coaching call. Cheryl, you're on Mounjaro from your doctors. I think I remember you saying that. Can you take Sloop and creatine? Absolutely. Now, your blood levels of creatinine. I think we would need to look at your entire blood history to make sure there's no issue. If you have no cartilage on the knee and you're bone on bone, is there a peptide that'll help? Yeah, there's peptides will always help, but when you're bone on bone, is it going to fix your bone on bone? I mean, nobody can answer that question for sure. Looking at your x-rays and MRIs to see how bad the bone on bone really is would be the next step. Possibly combining stem cells, PRP, with some peptides might be a good idea. Yes, Jake, we fixed it. You see it. You see how I fixed it. I know before I was having a backwards number. So there's the number right there, guys, on YouTube. I'm trying to give it to you. I apologize. 229-441-3562. I know, I'm super tech savvy. I'm so tech savvy, Ying. Actually, I'd say I'm decent, you know. I tried to reach out to your peeps, but no reply. I was hospitalized with severe constipation. Vasily, how are you trying to reach out to us? I'm curious what number you were texting. By the way, guys, if you enjoy this kind of content and you're not already following me on YouTube, go to YouTube right now and type in Dr. Jones DC. I put out 3 videos a week, every single week, where I do a deep dive into the science behind how to fix your stall, how to do your dosing, how to have long-term success. Hey, John, how are you, my friend? And so you guys are definitely going to learn a ton. So go to YouTube right now, type in Dr. Jones DC, and check it out. Let me go grab my fruits. I don't know about you guys, but if it wasn't for Instacart, I'd be screwed. You guys should get a membership if you're strapped for time. Instacart is your saving grace. You can set up all your coupon codes with Instacart as well. You can get all your discounted pricing and no excuse. You can have healthy groceries delivered to your door. Amber, I haven't seen too much success with those pills, if I'm being honest. Yes, Cassandra, no, you don't have to live in Colorado. We service all 50 states. So I know some of you guys are asking a little bit about like where we service. We service all across the nation, guys. All 50 states. So all you need to do to make it super simple is just shoot us a message at this number. Let them know that you want to get set up for a free consultation. And then they're going to send you a booking link. Yeah, just text us. Lauren, thank you so much. Super excited. I know I've seen you watching some of my lives. So yeah, super excited to work with you. This is pineapple. So good. Thank you, Christina. Lillian, I'm on 4 milligrams of TERS. I've lost 30. Now I have been in a stall for more than a month. I eat less than 1,200 calories. So Lillian, if I'm saying that right, you are literally starving your body. Yes, we got you covered in Kansas and Florida. Good eating, everybody. So the number one reason why people stall in their GLP-1 journey is they're under eating. Like, flat out, that's the biggest culprit. You have to make sure you're eating enough food. You have to be getting enough calories. This pineapple is freaking amazing, by the way. This is like really good pineapple. I'm very happy right now. Did you cook your steak? I gave you a reminder, so I hope you use that information. Yeah, Lillian, so you're on the max dose, you're under eating, we need to help you out. Thank you, Desiree. Oh yeah, I ate 2 steaks for dinner, Cheryl. I had 2 pounds of steak. But I fasted all day. I ate 1 meal and I had 2 pounds of ribeye. So my dessert is the fruit. It is severely easy to start under eating on your GLP-1s. What percentage of your patients continue to microdose once we go? I mean, that's what we do with everybody. Our goal is to get people to microdosing. I mean, anybody who does my program, that does my coaching program. We have a lot of people that just do the medications and, they try to do it on their own, which of course, you don't have to do coaching with me. You can just get the medication. Obviously, I think the power is the coaching, and we have different levels of coaching. So anybody who's following the program and like follows suit with the right amount of support that they need, they're kicking ass. I'll tell you what though, it is much harder to overeat on pineapple than it is candy. It's much easier to overeat on candy and processed food than it is on fruit. So is fructose bad in excess? Yes, it is. If you are insulin resistant, your body does not tolerate fructose well. But I'm telling you, in smaller amounts, I would much rather you have fructose from natural fruit with all the nutrients and the fiber compared to processed carbohydrates. Hey, Nikki. So Nikki had no success on Ozempic. Been on Mounjaro, hardly losing at 1600. So currently, you're in the same boat as the last person we talked to. You're probably under eating. So if we were to work with you, we would fix your metabolism by doing a metabolic reset. Best peptide, yes, we do have GHK copper. And the best peptide for brain fog, probably dihexa Cmax. Thank you, Rob. I'm glad you enjoyed the coaching. BPC is so popular because it is so powerful at reducing inflammation. How do you make sure that you're eating enough on Mounjaro, Melissa? You don't take too high of a dose. If you're on too high of a dose, then it's really easy to undereat. So you learn how to count calories. You're conscious about the amount that you eat. You actually take a couple weeks and you count for a couple weeks. You know what 2,000 calories looks like. And then when you start the long fasting, you balance the long fasting with the feasting. Guys, this is why the book that I wrote, which is available for sale on Amazon, is called Fast, Feast, and Flourish. Because truthfully, the reason why people struggle with fasting is because they don't counter the fasting with enough feasting. You have to counter your fasting windows with feasting windows in order to get the benefit of fasting without going into starvation mode. Yeah, it's called Fast, Feast, and Flourish, and it's available on Amazon. I know a lot of people don't read nowadays. So you'll learn more by just going to my YouTube because you'll finish the videos, right? But if you like reading, then check the book out. Can the higher dose slow down digestion? Yes, it can. With the higher dose, you're going to more likely struggle because you're on larger doses. The side effects are larger. The risks are larger. The complications are greater. So that's why I'm always stressing about trying to emphasize to stay on the lowest dose for as long as you possibly can. Yes, we do offer BHRT for men, Anna. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. Golfman, we got you covered. Talk to me a little bit more about what you're doing for your goal. Casey, I've lost 84 pounds. That's what I love to hear. That is fantastic. How much more weight do you need to lose, and what kind of lifestyle changes have you made so far? Are you fasting? Are you lifting weights? Chrissy says your videos are super helpful. Thank you, Chrissy. I don't like this comment replier thing. This is annoying. Stacy's excited to read it. What do I think about cowgrillintide? You know, it's another option if you can't take GLP-1s, but I would stick with tirzepatide always. Golfman, you need to get down to under 200. Okay. So how many, or what kind of changes have you made so far? Can you do keto on GLP-1? Yes, Florida, you can. Of course, my medical team will look at your history to see if there's any issues or concerns. Thank you, Christina. I certainly try to give as much information as I possibly can. Tirzepatide over retatrutide, yes. Hello, Jennifer. Heck yeah, Kimberly, you lost 104 pounds. That's great. How much more weight do you need to lose? Yeah, golf. I strategically recommend people consider using the lowest dose of these GLP-1 medications paired up with some powerful peptides. implementing strategic lifestyle interventions. Generally speaking, that's the way to go. Hey, Judash, you're welcome, my man. I'm glad the information has been helpful. Can you take milk thistle while on tirzepatide? Yes, you can. Milk thistle will help with the liver. Wendy says, I'm preaching, don't chase the high doses because of you. That's amazing, Wendy. I'm glad that the message resonates with you because everybody chases the high doses. My gosh. Yes, Nikki. You are, just because you're in Canada, you can still join my coaching program. As long as you have internet access, we do Zoom calls and email, Zoom calls, and SMS. Do you recommend going up on tirzepatide? I mean, I can't recommend anything to you over a live, obviously, but in a general sense, if you feel like you need more food chatter suppression, that would be a potential reason to go up in dose. But what we really emphasize in the clinic is only increasing the dose when you absolutely need to. That's the key. Do I have a Spanish YouTube? I do not. Necesito practicar mi español. Basically, no, I don't. It would be a long time before I ever did that. I got a little bit of an accento there, you know. What is the purpose of increasing the dose? To increase the results, right? Like increase food chatter suppression. If you lose weight and eat healthy and you improve your health, you should be able to decrease the dose and maintain, but that's the struggle. You know, that's the battle. Because I think when you think about the biggest mistake that people make on GLP-1 meds, Christina, the biggest mistake people make is not confronting the reality that you need to make real lifestyle change. Not confronting the reality that taking the medication only is a waste of money and a waste of time. Seriously. And I could sell you the medication right now. But if you don't plan on doing, and you don't have to go crazy with it, but just confronting that I need to make real change. Thank you, Lynn. Lynn says she likes the Costco videos. Yeah, that's going to be a regular thing now for sure. Once per month, I'll give you guys the Costco deals that you can apply on your GLP-1 medication. Hey, Kristen, you booked for tomorrow. That is awesome. What peptides do you recommend for boosting testosterone? I don't recommend peptides for boosting testosterone. I recommend TRT after proper lab work. If you have the symptoms of low testosterone, then possibly, using TRT therapy. Hey, Mulaney. I love the combo of GLP-1 AOD. It works really good together. $600 microgram chokies. That's the dose. 600 microgram. Cat Dad, if you don't treat the underlying metabolic health, so that was the dose of AOD troche. Somebody was asking what's the dose. We prescribe 600 micrograms of AOD in the form of a troche, which is like something that you put here in your mouth and it dissolves. But Cat Dad, if you treat the underlying insulin resistance, if you fix the insulin resistance, if you fix the inflammation, you can maintain that weight loss for the rest of your life. Now, I think most people fail to fix metabolic health. Losing weight and becoming insulin sensitive are not inherently the same thing. Hey, Melissa, you're welcome. I'm glad the content has been helpful and entertaining. I try. You finally broke your stall on Sunday. I love that. I'm glad you took your time and you didn't increase the dose right away. Guys, if you just joined us, hello, Bonnie. How are you? Too many people, I've noticed, Ryan, they don't get the same kind of appetite suppression on retatrutide as they do tirzepatide. So if it's working for you, great. But for some people, it doesn't. That's my only thing. What inflammation peptides coexist with insulin resistance? What do you mean, what peptides coexist? Not sure exactly what you mean. The peptides that I recommend to help inflammation to improve insulin resistance would be BPC-157 KPV. Those are my favorite peptides. And then low dose naltrexone. And then a carnivore diet. And then GLP-1s are also very anti-inflammatory. How do you maintain muscle on a GLP-1? You got to get your ass to the gym and you got to lift weights. Like, this is non-negotiable. You have to get to the gym and you got to pump some freaking iron. Like, you can't do classes and circuit training and, kettlebells. Kettlebells are a great workout, but that's still not going to protect your muscle as much as hypertrophy training will. So you need to lift like you're trying to build muscle. And then you got to have enough protein. And if your testosterone is really low, but then you're also going to struggle. Yes, if you have lupus, how many of you guys are struggling with an autoimmune disease? Jennifer, it's never too late to crush your laziness. You gotta ignore the lazy and say, okay, fine, I'm lazy, but I'm still gonna try. Just never stop trying. How many of you guys are struggling with an autoimmune disease or some sort of inflammatory condition? I think vibration plates, Kim, are great, good for some exercise, moving the lymphatic fluids, but they do not replace resistance training. When you're eating red meat, are you eating just red meat? Are you eliminating other processed foods and plants? Hello, Joe Dosh, or Judosh, if I said that right. Thank you so much. I'm glad that my information on tirzepatide is helpful to you. We have recommended methylene blue. We don't recommend it a ton for no particular reason. We recommend a lot more low dose naltrexone too as well. Yes, if you have COVID, if you have fatty liver disease, absolutely your testosterone levels are going to drop. Hello, MCAT, how are you? Yes, absolutely. Even if you have degenerative disc disease, you should absolutely be lifting weights, but you should lift safely. You don't want to exacerbate any existing injuries. So I always recommend, if you can get a couple sessions with a knowledgeable personal trainer, or I'm reading the questions, or like a physical therapist that can help you work around your injuries. Thank you, Don. Don, I'm super glad that the information has been helpful for you. Yeah, it's a good idea to wait. You can have your water, you can have your coffee though. That's not a big deal. Just you don't want to have any protein or carbs. 55 pounds in 5 weeks stall if you exercise. You do want to eat more so you don't lose too slowly, or so you don't want to lose weight too quickly. If you lose weight too quickly, you're likely going to lose muscle mass. How long can a regular patient use tirzepatide? I mean, in theory, for the rest of your life. But I would feel strongly that working towards a microdose would be a better plan. I think that would be a much better plan. I think chia seeds are a great food. Yeah, chia seeds are super healthy for you. Yeah, Robbie, naltrexone is used for addiction therapy, but we're talking about low dose naltrexone. It's a completely different use case. Low dose naltrexone is like microdosing GLP-1s. Do you mean, yeah, people stay on the high doses for their, yeah, a lot of people right now are being told to stay on the high dose for the rest of their life. That's what the research shows. You talk to an obesity specialist, they're going to tell you obesity is a chronic disease that's going to last for the rest of your life and that you're going to need to stay on the medication for the rest of your life. Otherwise, you're going to regain all that weight back. There is some truth to that, but there's a gross misunderstanding. I think KPV is amazing for inflammation. I think KPV is amazing for gut health. It's amazing for autoimmune issues. Yeah, James, this is literally what I talk about all day, every day. Guys, if you just joined me here, microdosing nicotine for overall health. I'm a big fan of nicotine, actually. Nicotine in isolation, not through vapes, not through smoking, not through chewing tobacco, but pure nicotine in isolation. As long as you don't use it every day, I think has a lot more benefit than concern. If you guys just joined us, welcome everybody. My name is Dr. Jones. I have clinics that service across the nation, all 50 states. You saw me eat some watermelon or some pineapple. I'm going to eat some. This watermelon does not look good though. Damn it. Watermelon is such hit or miss. Anyways, I have a team of physicians and coaches. We service all 50 states. What we specialize in, I think, is there's just nobody that really does this. Proper usage of GLP-1s, in my opinion, means using the medications as a tool strategically to trigger lifestyle interventions that's focus on fixing metabolic health, that focuses on fixing insulin resistance, reducing inflammation, and creating a scenario for your body where you can sustain weight loss long term without massive medication dependence. That's truthfully to me, and let me know if does that resonate with you guys? Is that something that you guys want to accomplish as well? You want to maintain your weight loss and you want to decrease your dose. Let me know in the comments if that resonates with you. Thank you, MCAT. I'm glad that that's working out for you, man. I'm super happy. This watermelon's not as good as I was hoping, unfortunately. Hey, Ann, do we check in after? Can you elaborate? Check in on Salt on my watermelon? Really? That doesn't sound good. Thank you, Echo. How long do I salt on watermelon is amazing? That's, I don't know, guys. I'm a little skeptical on that. Who else is a big fan of salt on watermelon? I've never tried that. Interesting. I like tahini. I've done tahini, and I like tahini, you know. How long do I recommend the carnivore diet? That's a great question. Depends on what you're trying to accomplish with the carnivore diet. So the reason why I was asking about inflammation and autoimmune disease is because I wanted to talk about that next. If you have high levels of inflammation, whether it's driven by an autoimmune disease or whether it's driven, okay, well, I'm going to have to try. I can go grab some salt. I don't have any salt with me this second. I don't want to go all the way over there. And I'll tomorrow night, I will have my salt with me, and I'm going to be eating the same thing. I'll be eating fruit. And I'll pour some salt on the watermelon. Carnivore diet is the most powerful anti-inflammatory strategy in existence. Besides, I mean, it's more powerful than fasting because you can do it every day, right? You can't fast every day, not long fast at least. You can intermittent fast every day, but a strict carnivore diet, I mean, it's game changing if you have autoimmune disease. The problem with carnivore diet is it's challenging, right? It's challenging to eat such a small, you feel very restricted. But guess what? GLP-1s make it easier. GLP-1 medications make the carnivore diet easier. Christy, why do you think you felt lightheaded after eating? All right, Wendy, I'm gonna try it tomorrow. You guys talked it up. You guys talked it up. If I don't like the salt on the watermelon, I'm blaming you. My daily diet for somebody who lost 100 pounds and maintains a lean physique. During the week, I try to eat animal-based. A big old steak and fruit, and I would have some vegetables because I'm not on a carnivore diet, but I do eat mostly fatty red meat, and then on the weekends I have carbs because on the weekends I'm lifting weights. Is it normal to be hungry on 5 milligrams? I wouldn't say it's normal. Some people are still hungry on 10 milligrams. Everybody is unique in their response. What am I doing this weekend? My amazing fiance is going to come visit me. So what are we doing? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm picking her up from the airport. That's all I got. Hey, Anya, you got your onboarding done. That's awesome. Super excited. When are you scheduled to meet with me? You have patients that are hungry on 15. Yeah, I think that's sad to see. It's sad to see when somebody gets on the maximum dose and they still don't feel it yet. In my opinion, the reason for that is massive insulin resistance and inflammation. I rarely get to see that because we are so aggressive with the lifestyle before we introduce the medication dose. I know this might be hard to believe, doctor, so take it for what it is, but we probably have, I don't know, 500 people active in the program right now. like in my main coaching tier. So I talk to these people, every week. And our average dose is 7.5. 7.5. We have thousands in the whole deal, but 500 of like active where I get to personally oversee their program and lots of coaching. So we never see people go beyond 7.5 or 10 because of the fasting, the keto, the weight training. It's such an integral piece. Yeah, you gotta, as you probably know very well, you gotta fix the cortisol issue, which is now you're getting into lifestyle. The only way to fix cortisol is lifestyle, maybe some supplements. But yeah, it's crazy. So some of you guys are asking how the program works. This phone number right here, the 229 number, is actually the best way to reach out to my team. All you got to do is shoot us a text message with your name and your email and let them know that you want to get set up for a free consultation. Cassie, you'll meet with one of my experts. They're going to go over the whole, your history, your struggles. They're going to make a recommendation about what we offer. They'll go over pricing. You have options, right? You can get the medications from us. I have medical practitioners. You can get the coaching. You get the peptides. You get all of them. This is like combo deals, whatever you want. I offer one-on-one coaching. I offer small group. I offer large group. Just depends on how much access you want to me. We do offer hormone therapy too as well for men and women, which is a big deal because I see too many people trying to override hormonal issues with peptides. So they're different things. They complement each other. But hormones are more important than peptides. You get your hormones optimized, and then you can optimize with peptides as the final piece to the equation, and it's massive. We have these amazing women's healthcare practitioners on staff who kick ass. Hey Heidi, you finished your onboarding, Labs Wednesday, Zoom call with me next week. Heck yeah, Heidi, we are gonna crush it. Super happy for you. The best day to fast okay, here's a great question. What is the best day to fast in relationship to the dose? About 1 to 3 days after your injection. Because the medication peaks in your body between 1 and 3 days. So you're doing your long fast Tuesday night to Thursday night, for example. You do your injection Sunday morning or Monday morning. And you'll be right in the middle of that window, 1 to 3 days. Top knot. What are you looking to get out of cowgirlintide that you're not getting from the GLP-1? Guys, I have about 2 more minutes before I hop off. I believe I told you how to reach out. The 229 number, 441. I am going to be live every night this week. No more mornings anymore. If you guys have been enjoying my lives, make sure, by the way, I don't think I said this in a while, if you want to take a deeper dive into any of these topics, go to YouTube and type in Dr. Jones DC, and you will find my YouTube page, and give it a follow, turn on your bell, notifications. Tomorrow we're posting, tomorrow is 10 things not to do on your GLP-1 meds. 10 things to avoid. Ten things you should never do. That's what it is. That one's going to get but we post 3 videos a week. 2 on GLP-1s and 1 on peptides. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. A better consultation, let's see, just in general with your patients, or what do you mean? Hey, Echo, what's up, buddy? I'm glad that you are kicking ass, my friend. Have I heard of anybody taking Zepbound with Humira? Yeah. Chrissy, probably for the next week or so, you will see me live on Facebook. I didn't even realize that I could do that. But I would definitely get on my YouTube, because once I stop doing lives, then that's it. Yeah, I wasn't sure about your question about the consultation with patients, or I just wasn't sure what your question was. I have not tried the Nuri shakes. I'm all for supplementing with protein when you need to. Just don't get into a habit of relying on protein supplements. Lean on them, don't rely on them like every day, you know? Yeah, top nut. If you're getting good appetite suppression, there's no point of adding cowgirlintide. All that does is give you more appetite suppression. If you want to add something to your terzepatide, you should add Sloop 332 or AOD 9604. Sloop 332 / AOD will help mobilize the fat, and that'll help protect your muscle. All right, guys, have a good evening, everybody. You know how to reach out to us, the 229 number. Take care, everybody, and I will see everybody later. Bye, everybody. Everybody on Facebook, see you guys later. See you tomorrow night. Have a good evening on YouTube. Bye, everybody.